Randy Brown fighting Bryan Battle. I saw at the weigh-ins, Bryan Battle missed by 4 pounds, so I think Randy's going to get 20% of his purse. But I know Bryan Battle was a slight favorite, and I was surprised by that, considering Randy's been in the UFC for so long. But the thing with Randy has always been he gets these win streaks, and then he loses that fight. He gets this win streak, and then he loses that fight. Bryan Battle hasn't been in the UFC as long, but the time he stepped up to that next level of competition, he did suffer a loss. So I'm hoping that right here it winds up being that as well. Rooting for Randy Brown. He's where you want to put your money because he's an underdog, a live underdog. Battle had trouble with the weight cut, missed weight, but Battle's looked pretty good, scary in his wins so far. And then I remember the one fight, he should have another win, but it got changed to a no contest. He was on his way to finishing Angelusa, but all finishes other than the Lusa fight in his wins. A head kick knockout, a right hook knockout, rear naked choke, punches, a TKO. So, but now again, Randy Brown's that level of competition, the step up here. So we'll see what happens with this one. Rooting for Randy Brown, putting my money on Randy Brown. I like Randy Brown as an underdog. I think he gets it done against Battle, especially with Battle missing weight. So rooting for Randy Brown. And again, very live underdog. Minus 220 for Battle, plus 185 for Randy Brown. I like those odds for Randy Brown. How often do you see Randy Brown as an underdog? And then next fight, and you could even stop right here, absolutely should be on the main card. This is a complete travesty. No idea how this happened. They really must not like Evloev. They do not like Aljamain. They've already kind of shown it that they have a little bit of I don't want to say animosity, but distaste, disdain. He doesn't get the former champion treatment that he should, and even the arguably greatest bantamweight of all time. I've said it before in comments on YouTube. He's 100% in the conversation of the greatest bantamweight of all time. I think he's the most winning bantamweight. He might have the most title defenses at bantamweight. He's in the conversation. So, as cringy as you guys might think he is, he's one of the greatest we've ever seen do it, especially at bantamweight. And now he's moved up to 145. He's not cutting a lot of weight. And then again, I'll go to Njokuani. I'll go to, who was the other one on this card that's no longer? Chiesa. Looked a lot better when he wasn't cutting weight. Chase Hooper. I think once you're sucking yourself out and cutting a lot of weight and your whole training camp kind of is about the weight cut and dieting a little bit more than learning and staying healthy, a lot changes for you once you jump up weight class, and I think that's what we're seeing with Aljo. And then I've seen Aljo is a pretty significant underdog in this fight. So what did they have him at? Or similar to what they have Randy Brown at, 193, 205 plus, and then they have Evloev favored 220, 245, 250 around that area. So that might wind up in a parlay or two, is Aljamain and Randy Brown. They're definitely two live underdogs in this fight. I see a lot of people picking Evloev, however you pronounce it, Mosvar, but I think Aljamain's a very live dog in that fight. I think people sleep on Aljamain's striking. I think people sleep on Aljamain's grappling. And I think Aljamain gets it done. I'm going to go with Aljamain by decision. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a rear naked choke. A lot of people saying Mosvar is the better wrestler. He's going to take Aljo down. I think he's going to have a little bit more trouble taking Aljo down than people think. And a lot of the time with Aljo, it's don't even engage with him. Don't even start the grappling because he is the human backpack. He's a master at getting on your back and staying there for a round, if not sinking in the choke. So I think at 145, he's going to be healthier. He's going to be better. I think he surprises people against Evloev, Mosvar, however you pronounce it. But again, going Aljo in that one. If Evloev does what he has done his whole career and wins a decision, wouldn't be the biggest surprise. But again, Aljamain, one of the best bantamweights of all time, could see him having success at 145, but the age thing comes into play a little bit. I couldn't help but notice Aljamain 35. I would even go back and talk about Randy Brown on that one. What is Randy Brown now? 34. So it's weird. The heavyweight division up to 40. You know, I've seen a lot of heavyweights fight well into their late 30s and still have success, show improvements almost, but the smaller divisions, again, 2 for 30, the champions are. Somewhere around that. It's not a lot of success. It's barely any success of being over 35 and winning a championship. So I look at Bryan Battle And I think that he's definitely younger, 30 to Randy's 34, but going Randy Brown in that fight. I think Randy Brown gets it done as the underdog. I think Aljamain gets it done as the underdog. And then another thing with Aljamain and this Mosvar fight, both of these guys, contenders at 145, deserve to be on the main card. If we're doing the main card off of merit or potential or anything along those lines, potential title shot, these two belong on the main card. If not open the main card, the second fight on the main card, there is no realm of reality where Nate Landwehr versus Dong Ho Choi or Bryce Mitchell and Kron Gracie deserve to be above this fight. No realm. They really must not like both of these guys for this fight to be so low. Maybe they're trying to give it away on free TV or cable TV so that way more people see it, and maybe that's their mission to build the fight into the potential next fight for these guys into something bigger. But if we're going off merit and we put the best fighters on the main card, these guys should have been on the main card. Maybe they're just going for let me bang bro type fights on the main card, thinking that's what people want to see. But I think a lot of people thought that Aljamain was shafted here and Mosvar was shafted here, and they should have gotten some main card love. But again, like Aljamain, like Randy Brown, might be throwing them in a parlay and hoping for the best.